but COVID canceled the season. He never played a game there, wound up transferring here, and he's been a stud for this South Carolina defense. And finally they get to Sellers, but they can't get him down, and he throws out of bounds. Boy, he is so strong, but even still, it looked for sure like it was going to be the first sack of the night.
And I just don't know how he escaped from this. Sanford's off the left. Looked like it took a second even for Sellers to figure it out. Kind of wheels him around and throws him, thinking he's throwing him to the ground, but Sellers too strong. I mean, how many missed sacks tonight for the Aggies?
Should have been a 9-yard loss and one that would have taken him out of field goal range. Now Sanders weaves down to the 25-yard line. They're in field goal range. Damian Sanford, who whiffed on the last play, had help there from Albert Regis. 3rd down and 4. More than midway through the 3rd quarter. That's a stunning number. South Carolina's been a good rushing team, not great. Middle of the pack in the country. Here's a blitz from deep. That ball to the end zone and over the head of Jared Brown with double coverage there for Texas A&M. Will Lee and Bryce Anderson. And I think you have to kick the field goal, don't you?
Absolutely.
Take a 2-score lead.
Idea of taking the shot to Brown, but ball's in the air just way too long and allows Bryce Anderson to get up over the top. But that's a great job by Texas A&M's defense. You have sudden change, 4th down stop. All the momentum's on the side of South Carolina. You get off the field immediately and force the 3. I know they get points, but man, that's going to feel like a huge morale boost on the sideline.
Herrera's 2 for 2 tonight. He's 12 for 16 for the year. That's 4 misses, which doesn't seem like it's bad, but that's more field goals than they had missed in the previous 3 years combined. But he's 3 for 3 tonight, and it's a 2-score game. They still can't get Lenoris Sellers on the ground.
Wow. Hey, Jay, this project might need a bit of zhuzhing. Holla back, Warren.
Please let me know your thoughts. Best regards, Warren.
I am genius.
Bundele Save.
Hey, Jake from State Farm. What's going on here?
Coach saves so much bundling home and auto with the personal price plan, he decided to bundle practice with ballet.
Bundele Save.
Doesn't that just say bundle and save?
Hey, Hutch. Less talky, more dancey. Double time. Boodle, save, boodle, save.
Bundle and save with the personal price plan.
I want to see that on game day.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
While you were away, there were some developments. Fortunately, DoorDash can quickly come to your rescue. Your door to more. DoorDash.
I've been warned by celebrities, athletes, and world leaders. But I've always felt most comfortable up here with the folks that made me who I am. I'm right at home, out here on the land. And I'm in my lane on the shoulder of the interstate. Because this is where I come from. I've been showing up here for nearly 200 years, and I can't wait to see what's next.
Hats off to the future.
Nothing runs like a deer.
So it's going to come down to this. Can they do it? Oh no, they missed it! Wait a minute. There's a flag on the play.
Yeah, move the meeting.
Hey, Mike, what's good, man?
How do we show up as our whole self when life has so many parts to switch between?
Whoa. Uncle Level 10.
with tech that helps us put everything we are into everything we do.
You made that look easy.
Recode your future with the tech-forward and tech-ready Lexus NX.
At Burger King, we flame grill our burgers. Why? Because that's how it should be done. Hot, juicy, smoky, flame grilled, and made your way. Come experience the flame grilled difference with 2 Whopper Juniors for just $5.
The musical adventure Coco on the Wonderful World of Disney, ABC Sunday.
Almost time for the first college football playoff rankings release. Be revealed Tuesday on ESPN 7 o'clock. College football playoff top 25 show presented by Allstate. The Allstate playoff predictor is also giving us numbers relative to Texas A&M's chances to reach the SEC championship game. Currently 54%. They're the only undefeated team in conference play at 5-0. Obviously the numbers get better with a win, go down with a loss. A loss tonight would drop them into a group of 5 one-loss teams, although we should point out that Tennessee's playing right now. And they're a 2-loss team in the conference. But it's interesting, and I think the reason why the numbers are just kind of 50-50, even though they're alone atop, is they do have a game with Texas to finish the year.
They do, and a road trip at Auburn, which is a difficult place to go play, and we've seen many of championship dreams die on the field at Jordan-Hare. So I think when you look at this game coupled with the road trip to Auburn right before the Texas game, it's still a very challenging November for the Aggies.
On first down, Marcel Reed throws low. Don't forget to go to ESPN.com/Allstate Playoff Predictor to check out your team's chances to make the college football playoff. Tennessee is a one-loss team in the league, along with LSU, Texas, and Georgia. 6-yard gain on that play to Ja'Day Walker. Interesting talking with Mike Elko last night. He said he thinks Georgia is the best team in the SEC.
They certainly have looked like it at times, but not in the first half today.
They definitely looked like it in the win at Texas. Amari Daniels comes up a yard short of the first down. So down 2 scores again. They rallied from 14-0 down in the first half to take the lead, and a late South Carolina field goal in the final seconds of the half sent them to the dressing room tied at 20.
Short yardage situations have been a little bit of a problem for the Aggies tonight. Another one here on 3rd and 1.
3rd down. They're 3 out of 10 on 3rd down. Twice they've been stopped on 4th down and 1 in their own territory. And they're going to have another 4th down and 1. Debo Williams again. And Monkel Goodwine.
I mean, the play is almost the exact same as the one they ran on 4th and short a second ago. You have left to right misdirection. Debo Williams goes right through the gap, makes the contact behind the line of scrimmage, and they get off the field yet again.
And they're going to punt. Now, I understand they've stuffed you twice, but now there's 5 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter, and you're down by 10. And it feels like surrender. And not a great punt. High but short from Trevor White. And the fair catch made by Jalen Kilgore. Are you surprised they didn't try again?
Really?
And why do they keep running up the middle when it's not working?
And their one massive run earlier in the game that resulted in a touchdown was off tackle to the right. So at some point, maybe try something on the edge, something out to the outside. But I don't understand why you'd punt there and go for it a moment earlier. Just did the analytics change, or did it just?
I doubt it. I mean, I think if anything,
sensing that his team really isn't doing a great job blocking up front on short yard situations.
ESPN analytics said they should have gone for that. I would think most analytics do. Here's a blitz off the corner. But a lot of damage going to the right. That was Oscar Attaway, tackled by Shamar Stewart, a 1-yard gain. They do lead the country in Shamars, particularly among the defensive line. Stewart and Turner. Gets confusing when you're meeting with the coaches and they talk about Shamar, and you always have to ask which one.
Right, and they both wear single digits. One wears number 5, one wears number 4, and they both can wreck the game for the offense.
And credit to this offensive line, although they've been helped a lot by Sellers' ability to escape. But this was an offensive line that had given up 32 sacks entering tonight, second most in the country, fewer than only Oklahoma. And they'd been sacked on 13.5% of their dropbacks for the year, which was most in the country. They don't even throw it that much, and they still had 32 sacks. But no sacks for either defense tonight, in large part because Sellers has escaped over and over again. They kept him in the pocket. That time there's a flag thrown in the secondary. Jared Brown, the intended receiver, and he is woofing at Will Lee, who's giving it back to him.
Holding. Defense number 26. 10-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
And a killer on 3rd down and 9. Their 7th penalty. South Carolina has not been assessed for one, and there's no question about that penalty.
Yeah, that was the easiest call in the world for the official. The throw was high, but I mean, just completely draped all over him. Both arms wrapped around Jared Brown, and Mike Elko's got to be so frustrated. That's now 7 penalties for nearly 80 yards. Just not good.
It's the 4th South Carolina first down by penalty. Attaway banged down at the 46. 4-yard gain. Damian Sanford, sophomore from Katy, Texas, in on the stop.
And this defense needs to answer the challenge here. I mean, this is your superstar group. You got a young quarterback, down 10. You've been in this situation before. You were last week, so no need to panic. But the defense last week responded to the challenge by forcing several turnovers. Now they got to find a way to get off the field and disrupt the rhythm of this offense.
Design run again. They lean to the right, and Sellers is out of bounds at midfield, a couple of yards short of the first down. The penalty disparity is jarring. They were penalized, A&M, 6 times in the first half, none for South Carolina. The +6 in accepted penalties, the most in a first half in a Texas A&M game since 2010, when they were flagged for 6 more accepted penalties in a game November 13th of 2010 at Baylor. So this is a rarity. Sellers is up to an even 100 yards rushing, first of his career. Raheem Sanders, the running back, and he drove the defense back for a moment, but Damian Sanford slowed him enough and got help to stop him short of the first down. And now it's a Shane Beamer decision on 4th down and less than a yard.
He's been aggressive all night. Would anticipate him being aggressive again here.
Can the A&M defense get a 4th down stop on 4th and 1, as South Carolina's done twice tonight?
South Carolina's had a ton of success running to the right and running up inside, but this time there's a bunch of defenders on the right side of the center.
There was movement. He got back. No flag, no whistle. Play clock at 2. And they're going to take a delay of game penalty. Crowd's booing. It's the first South Carolina penalty of the night. And he wanted an offside call against A&M.
Yeah, number 5, Shamar Turner. Watch him jump here into the neutral zone. I mean, right there, you can either snap the ball, and it looked like the right guard, Simpkins, tried to reach out and kind of stop him, but they've kind of adjusted that rule a little bit to where it's not an automatic offsides if he can get back in time.
And I'm not sure the offensive lineman actually made contact. It is reminiscent. We can bring Bill in on this if he wants to. Matt Austin talked about that. You can jump back as you're the offensive player in response to the movement, but it has to be kind of a natural. You can't be able to reach out and slap you.
Correct. Slapping him across the helmet.
That's exactly true. Just the way you explained it, Sean.
Well, thank you, Bill. I do listen to Matt Austin occasionally. Not often.
Your batting average on getting things right was comparable to that of Aaron Judge in the first
easy
4 games of the World Series.
Jabri Barber, the fair catch of a 39-yard punt. Shane Beamer still hot.
Understandably, but that is an adjustment. I think in years past it probably would have been an offsides, but they've adjusted that to give the defense a little bit more grace to be able to get back on side.
Are you surprised he didn't go for that 4th and inches?
I am, especially with how they've been really controlling the line of scrimmage. There haven't been a lot of negative plays forced by A&M, so I would have run it.
Minute 37, 3rd quarter. Texas A&M down by 10. Marcel Reed, good catch on a ball behind Cyrus Allen, and a flag down at the end of it. Thirteen-yard completion to Allen, a transfer from Louisiana Tech.
Personal foul. Face mask, number 20 defense. 15-yard penalty from the end of the run. Automatic first down.
Judge Collier.
Looks like as he's going to clean it up.
I think they got the wrong guy. It's Nick Eamon-Warry.
Number 7 there, Nick Eamon-Warry. Did he ever grasp the face mask? Either way, you saw the official see the helmet turn to the left.
So it was a judge wrongly accused.
Look at that. That's multiple judge references in a couple moments.
We're not going back to the baseball. Here's Reed on the run. Boy, he is impressive. So poised. Jabri Barber, another catch. 16-yard gain.
And just watch how effortless this move in the pocket is. I mean, it's great pass rush. You know your tackles are going to have their hands full all night, so you can make them right by stepping up and then evading. A great job there.
6 catches for Barber. Not much there for Amari Daniels, tripped up at the line of scrimmage as we go under a minute to go. It was Judge Collier who made the tackle, the sophomore corner.
You just watch Marcel Reed, man, just his comfort level moving in the pocket. It never feels like he's going to panic. Things aren't moving too fast for him. I mean, he's just so in control. He's very decisive and has really an advanced feel for a guy that young.
Connor Wigman was the starter at the beginning of the year. He suffered a shoulder injury in game 2. Reed started the next 3. They won them all. Wigman return was excellent against Missouri, but really had a tough time last week against LSU. Daniels chased out by Demetrius Knight. Reed came in and led them back to victory. Mike Elko told us last night, Reed is clearly the quarterback. This isn't, let's see how it goes, and maybe Wigman comes back next week. Although, as Mike said last night, if you told me last week sitting in the meeting room that Marcel Reed 1 week later would be clearly the starting quarterback, he said I would have said the same thing about Wigman in the meeting a week ago. Things can change. End of the 3rd quarter, 10-point lead for South Carolina. Our coverage on ABC will return after this message and a word from our ABC stations.
Better than 1 Papa John's pizza? 2 Papa John's pizza for only $6.99 each.
Only at Papa John's, bundle 2 or more Papa Pairings menu items for $6.99 each. Get your favorites for $6.99 each. Better ingredients, better pizza, better get you some Papa John's.
Harris and Allred. Kamala Harris called keeping boys out of girls' bathrooms hateful. Colin Allred voted for boys in girls' sports twice on the economy.
The Inflation Reduction Act is now law. It's going to lower costs for families. It's a really big deal.
Bidenomics is working.
And on the border.
Let me be very clear. I'm not going to vote for a wall under any circumstances.
If they build that racist wall, my generation is the one that will tear it down.
Harris and Allred, 2 liberals, too liberal for Texas.
I'm Ted Cruz, and I approve this message.
There's only one play. Go for dose. Let's roll some tape. If you don't like the look of the defense, call an audible. Going for dose means trusting your gut when you make the tough calls, because the bigger the risk, the bigger the reward.
Dude, this thing is awesome. I know. I bought it using the Cash Rewards card from Navy Federal Credit Union. I get cash back on every purchase. Honestly, I can't imagine where I'd be without them. 1 word. Got it. Reeling in fish. No. Eating fish. Fish in the sea? Movie.
Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission.
The SEC on ABC. A high-stakes triple header next Saturday. At noon, Florida challenges Texas. Then at 3:30, Georgia battles Ole Miss. And in primetime, Alabama and LSU collide. All day next Saturday on ABC.
Liam Payne, loved by millions of fans.
It's literally so heartbreaking.
Sunday night on ABC. How did we get here? How is this even real? The Liam Payne story, Sunday night on ABC.
Hey, Luke, I am so excited to host the CMA Awards again.
Nashville, here we come.
Let's go.
I love this song.
Same.
Hang tight, honey, got a pocket full of money, and I'm headed straight home to you. Laney, where'd you come from?
Baskin, Louisiana.
No, I think he means, what are you doing in this car, Laney?
I'm coming with y'all.
Like a third host?
Listen, fellas, I ain't trying to kill your vibe, but I think I could bring something to the CMA Awards that you ain't never had before.
Like what?
Well, like humor, like personality, like style, a little bell-bottom flair.
Ooh, I like that.
I guess we do need you, Laney.
That's the spirit. All right, boys. Y'all ready to do this?
Let's do it.
Move on over, Luke.
Okay, get. Oh.
I can pull off bell bottoms.
Sure you can, buddy.
Coach, what do you need to see from Marcel Reed on this third down?
Yeah, we got to convert this third down. We've had a horrible time converting third downs. We got to get this one. We got to go get a touchdown and get us back in this game.
What went into the decision to punt on 4th and 1 with just under 5 minutes left?
Our inability to get a half a yard on multiple occasions.
All right, thanks, Coach.
Thanks.
Here is 3rd down and 2. Could be 4 down territory, although a field goal would make it a 1-score game. And Bond has already made a couple from 50 plus. They didn't run it up the middle this time, and Marcel Reed gets the first down. They tried something different in that short yardage situation after going 3 for their previous 11 on 3rd down.
Yeah, and just a little bit of misdirection here too. They have the back Smith going across, handling the edge because of the speed, and Marcel Reed's able to slide to the outside and fall forward for a nice conversion. They need to continue to work outside because up the middle they have not had a lot of success.
After the 7-yard gain against an awkward little connection there, and it's an interception. O'Donnell Fortune down the sideline. He's going to go all the way. Touchdown, 86 yards.
And the intercepting player stepping out of bounds at the 16-yard line. First down, South Carolina.
And that's at his own 16-yard line. So instead of an 86-yard return for a touchdown, it's a 2-yard return. And it does look like his left foot is on the boundary there.
Yeah, it does. I mean, the officials are all over it, and while deflating, let's take a look right here. The left foot. It looks like he is out right there.
Well,
just a little bit.
It's close.
Very close. Very, very close.
That one was close too. The second step. They had 2 defensive touchdowns last week. A fumble return, scoop and score by Tonka Hemingway, and an interception return by Nick Eamon-Warry. They almost had another one there. And again, some problems on the exchanges for Reed. That is their first turnover of the night. And the first turnover that Marcel Reed has been involved in this year. He hadn't lost a fumble, and he had not thrown an interception. Sellers throws it deep, double coverage, and incomplete. Looking for Nick Harbor, who's 6'5", 235, and an All-American track athlete. Crazy that he can run as fast as he does. Run a 10-1-100 meters at 235 pounds.
Yeah, I mean, you know where he's at all the time when he's on the field because there's not a single guy out there that's as fast as him. So A&M did a good job of staying disciplined, staying over the top, not allowing Harvard to get a nice, easy jump ball. They had 2 guys on him.
Only the third pass attempt in this half for South Carolina. They've all been incomplete for Lenoris Sellers. Here's an A&M blitz. They hit him after the throw. It's still caught by Joshua Simon across midfield and finally ridden out of bounds. Trey Jones III made the tackle, but it wasn't easy.
And this is a great job by Lenoris Sellers anticipating this throw. And how about Simon batting it up to himself, reeling it in with lots of room out in front. That ball was thrown pretty high. That ball was thrown pretty hard. But the veteran Simon, tight end, reels it in for another big play.
A 40-yard play, 33 after the catch. Sanders wrestled down behind the line of scrimmage by Cassius Howell. A transfer from Bowling Green. He's had a nice year. 1-yard loss. South Carolina up by 10 with the ball. Fourth quarter will not be in a big hurry to snap the ball, you would think.
Not at this point, but it's imperative for A&M. Probably not going to be enough possessions to make it a 3-score deficit to come back. So you got to hold them to at least 3 or hopefully 0 here if you're the Aggies.
Lenoris Sellers given time off the receiver's hands and up in the air perilously. Try to get it to Harbor, who is still developing as a wide receiver. He looked like a track athlete on that one.
Yeah, he did. Might have felt that presence on the inside. But that's one you got to reel in if you're 6'5", 235 pounds.
Spoken like a true quarterback. Fired one right at the guy's head. 3 out of 10 on third down. It's a screen, and I think he did that intentionally. You could tell that was going to get blown up. Threw it in the general direction of Gage Larvadan.
I think he did. That was a pretty good decision there by Lenoris Sellers, because it looked like number 1 Bryce Anderson was going to take off and maybe pick that thing off if he tried to throw it accurately to Larvadan.
At this juncture, just don't make a huge mistake.
With how their defense has been playing, it's just ball control, smart decisions, punt, play the field position game as you try to nurse this lead.
A&M has not scored here in the second half. Flag down as Kai Kroger punts. And they can't rescue it at the goal line, but there is a flag down. I would think Mike Elko would turn that down. Why give Kroger another chance to put it in the coffin corner?
Illegal formation, kicking team, more than 4 players in the backfield. That penalty will be enforced from the 20-yard line.
That makes sense. Take it on the end of the play, and they'll start at the 25. Shane Beamer looking for one of the biggest wins of his tenure here in Columbia.
Get ready for hosting at the Home Depot with free delivery on over 2 million items every day. So you can refresh your space before Santa or the family comes to town. Get holiday ready with savings at the Home Depot.
I'm your football-obsessed best man, and I think you having your big day during the big game is the worst. What, are you kidding me? Physically, I'm right here, but mentally, I'm here. Yeah, I do. Come on, speed it up. When all eyes are on you, my eyes are glued to the game. Whoa! Touchdown, yeah. And if you didn't bundle your home and auto insurance, well, all of this could be tough to tackle. So get Allstate and be better protected from mayhem. Like me.
Let's go, we're in the building, baby. Travel, man. Let's go. You was in the air for like 20 minutes. You saw that vertical? You saw that dude's vertical? That's what I'm talking about. Bucket, bucket.
It's big, It's back, and it's only $6. Get the big box y'all love today. And this holiday season, you can order a Cajun-style turkey at your local Popeyes.
Love that chicken from Popeyes.
Football season already and not a satellite dish in sight.
I hardly recognize the roofs I grew up on. Enough squawking.
Oh, great.
Coach Brian, y'all are whining while everyone else is watching nonstop football on DirecTV. Tell me, whose house is this?
Their house?
I think they're renting. Listen. I know they get easy access to all this football, but you know what you got?
What, Coach?
A crumb bum attitude.
Stream football without a satellite dish.
Now drop and give me 20.
20 what?
This killer is taunting us.
Who is Grotesquerie?
This is evil.
One of the most shocking plot twists of all time.
I know who did this.
FX's Grotesquerie. All episodes now streaming on Hulu.
You're watching the SEC on ABC. From sold-out Williams-Brice Stadium in Columbia, South Carolina. More than 77,000 on hand watching the Gamecocks host Texas A&M, the only remaining undefeated team in conference play in the Southeastern Conference. Mike Elko's squad 5-0 in league play, but down by 10 with 12:44 to go. Aggies start from their own 25, and that ball is way out of bounds. Intended for Noah Thomas. Here's Molly.
Yeah, South Carolina edge Dylan Stewart was very vocal on the sideline, telling his D linemen they can't block us. They have nothing going up the middle, so we need to be ready for them to keep going outside, but they cannot block us. He wants them to lock up the edges and take away A&M's confidence once and for all, guys.
I think the most stunning thing in this entire game is no sacks on either team. Marcel Reed gets 4. Kyle Kennard made the tackle. An overflow crowd here tonight, 80,298. That is 3,000 more than capacity.
Critical 3rd and 6 here for Colin Klein, the offensive coordinator. If I'm him, I'm doing whatever I have to do to find a matchup for John Reed Barber. He's here in the slot. That's the guy I'm going after. He's the most reliable slot receiver with great quickness.
12 minutes to go. Marcel Reed got rid of it. Was he down? He managed to throw it forward. Looked like his knee might have been down. Either way, it's going to be 4th down, and they're going to punt. TJ Sanders got to Reed.
And how about this rush by TJ Sanders, just right between the left guard Shanahan, who's in, starting the night for the injured Chase Basantis, and Bayou, the center. He just splits him, drops Reed, and he does get rid of it before that knee hits the ground. But a great rush there by a very underrated tackle.
And Clayton White was quick to point that out yesterday. He said, you know, one of the reasons Stewart and Kennard came into this game with the sack numbers, the tackle for loss numbers, those guys in the middle are terrific. And if you double team the ends, these guys in the middle, including TJ Sanders, are going to cause some serious problems. Part of a 3-man rotation in the middle with Boogie Huntley and Tonka Hemingway. The punt by Tyler White is a 50-yarder.
Yeah, I think those defensive tackles really for both teams. Very underrated, underappreciated, but especially at South Carolina. Plus, they played a ton of football. I mean, Sanders, Hemingway, and Huntley, fifth-year senior, 4th-year junior. I mean, these guys have been around for a long time. They're grown men, and they're playing like it's a night.
They'll look to kill some clock. Raheem Sanders, no gain. Scooby Williams made the tackle. Transfer from Florida. Played last year for Jay Bateman, who's the inside linebacker coach there, now the defensive coordinator for Mike Elko.
They need to be in a hurry if you're Lenora Sellers.
Spotty.
And if you're Jay Bateman, the defensive coordinator, probably don't want to get too aggressive. I mean, you've gotten a little aggressive at times and some big runs have occurred. So kind of keep it in front of you defensively and hope that defensive line will hold up.
Now there's an injured Carolina offensive lineman, Torricelli Simpkins, the right guard. Timeout, 11:13 to go, and a 10-point lead for the Gamecocks.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With Venture X, earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy and turn everyday purchases into extraordinary trips. And get access to over 1,300 airport lounges where you just check in and chill out. Open up a world of possibilities with Capital One. What's in your wallet?
A message from the Sonic Department of Research and Deliciousment.
Save on any occasion with the Fun 99 menu. Grab 3 of your favorite entrees for under $6, or choose a dinner for 2 for under $10. Create the fun you want with the Sonic $1.99 menu. Live free, eat Sonic.
Like a relentless weed, moderate to severe ulcerative colitis symptoms can keep coming back. Start to break away from UC with Tremfya, with rapid relief at 4 weeks. Tremfya blocks a key source of inflammation. At 1 year, many people experienced remission, and some saw 100% visible healing of their intestinal lining. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and TB. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Healing is possible with Tremfya. Ask your doctor about Tremfya today.
I wasn't born yesterday. That's why my car wears Coopers.
Because I'm hauling precious cargo. Because my daughter's a storm chaser. So yeah, my car wears Coopers.
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 Being the best takes hard work. It takes early mornings, planning, precision, sweat, sacrifice, and teamwork. That's why Old Dominion Freight Line, the #1 national LTL carrier for quality, works hard to be the best in the game and is proud to support those striving to be the best in their game. Old Dominion Freight Line, helping the world keep promises.
Saturday Night Football is presented by Capital One. What's in your wallet? And in part by the all-new Sonic Smasher. Live free, eat Sonic.
The frustrating year for South Carolina, agonizing against ranked opponents. Fourth quarter leads here against LSU. On the road at Alabama, they could not finish. Can they do it tonight against the top team in the SEC and the #10 team in the country? Leading by 10, 11:13 to go. Torricelli Simpkins out of the game. Trovon Baugh is in at right guard. South Carolina's had the same 5 offensive linemen start every game this season. They've had one of their best nights tonight, helped by the elusiveness of Lenora Sellers. And he sidesteps the rush again and dumps it off for Raheem Sanders. And that's a nightmare if you're the Aggies. It looked like it was going to be a sack. Albert Regis didn't get him, and it took Torian York to bring him down after a 5-yard gain.
And it's just amazing. I mean, time and time again, Regis this time sidestepped by Lenora Sellers. And how about Rocket Sanders? I mean, does he look different tonight or what? Just refusing to go down, showing some shiftiness that we haven't seen in a couple weeks. But that was a great play to make it 3rd and manageable.
Big 3rd down. They pick it up. Fresh set of downs. They kill a lot more clock. Sellers again gets away and completes it. Rocket Sanders flying down the sideline and pulled down inside the 40 by Solomon DeShields. That's the story of the night. Sellers escaping again and again.
Well, it's because number 0, Scooby Williams, is so worried about Lenora Sellers' legs. He's in spy. They just lose track of Rocket Sanders. He's working against DeShields, but DeShields kind of loses him as he gets out of the backfield. Sellers keeps his eyes downfield and delivers another strike for a big conversion.
129 yards rushing and 92 receiving for Sanders after that 36-yard play that keeps the clock running. Now under 9.5 to go. Oscar Attaway dropped for a loss of 1 back to the 40.
It's amazing. I mean, I've been calling Rocket Sanders games for feels like forever. I mean, I've watched this kid, I feel like, grow up dating back to his time at Arkansas. Just, he hasn't been the same guy the last couple years, but my goodness, man, tonight, that's the Rocket Sanders that we know and recognize as SEC football fans. Just a tremendous performance.
One of the best in the country 2 years ago. Last year, a lot of injuries. Sellers again got it off, and Attaway can't catch it. An incomplete pass that stops the clock for the Aggies. 2 years ago, Rocket Sanders at Arkansas had a huge year, rushed for more than 1,400 yards, and was first team all-conference. That is about 300 yards more than South Carolina rushed for all of last season.
That doesn't put things in perspective or what? They're clearly making running the ball a priority, and Sanders is turning back the clock. Man, it's great to see.
He ran for 1443 for the Hogs 2 years ago. The Gamecocks last year rushed for 1,021. Sellers too high, and another clock stopper. Gage Larvadan, the transfer from Miami, Ohio, where he was their leading receiver last year, couldn't take that in.
It's got to be frustrating for Dow Loggins, the offensive coordinator, and Shane Beamer. You call 2 pretty high percentage passes. You call a screen, and then you call a little underneath route that's 3 or 4 yards downfield. Both wind up incomplete, and that costs you 80 seconds worth of clock potentially.
There's Kai Kroger to punt. His 4th. Oh, it's muffed. But Jabri Barber got back on it. And the Aggies will start from their 11. The SEC on ABC next Saturday starts at noon. Florida against number 6 Texas. Florida playing better as the year goes along. They gave Georgia a scare today. Georgia will be in Oxford to take on Ole Miss, which was terrific today at Arkansas. That's at 3:30, and then Saturday Night Football presented by Capital One is Alabama and LSU. At 7:30, all 3 games on the ESPN app. You can watch anywhere. Texas, Alabama, LSU, all on bye weeks. Ole Miss won 63-31 today. Jackson Dart at 5:15 passing. Noah Thomas the catch out of bounds, close to the first down.
I know we're not even to the midway point here of the 4th quarter, but it really feels like it could, with how South Carolina could run the football and how Lenora Sellers has played. Feels like A&M almost has to get points on this drive.
And they're picking up the tempo here. Marcel Reed. These 2 quarterbacks are so elusive. They just have a great feel of where to go. He runs for 11 when it looked like we might finally have the first sack of the night by either team.
It's like the quarterback saw the bulletin board material intended for the defensive lines. They're making them pay.
Reed out wide. Noah Thomas trying to break a tackle. Lunges out across the 46. O'Donnell Fortune made the stop.
I'm calling Klein. I'm keeping this tempo. I mean, Reed looks comfortable. Bouncing back nicely from the interception, the bad decision he made earlier. Keep with this tempo.
Colin Klein calling the plays. The pump fake, and then open was Thomas. They didn't connect. Colin Klein and Mike Elko had no relationship at all. Mike Elko said he just kept track of offensive coordinators we thought were very productive. Did his research. They met in Denver where Klein was recruiting. And Colin Klein said, I knew after a very short period of time I wanted to work for Mike Elko. Over the middle, nice catch, run after the catch. Barber first down inside the 40. Stopped by Demetrius Knight, but it's a 16-yard gain. And the Aggies are on the move, and they're doing it quickly.
Yeah, if I'm Reed, I'm looking in Barber's direction again. He's a little bit slow to get up, but he's hot right now.
Reed stepped up in the pocket, and finally a sack. The first of the night for either team from Dylan Stewart.
And watch his hesitation by Stewart. He fakes like he's going to twist underneath the defensive tackle, which gets the left tackle, Zune, to kind of step inside just a little bit, and then boom, he beats him with speed right around the edge. He almost strips the football, too, as he hits Marcel Reed with that right arm trying to dislodge it.
So it's a loss of 5. Trying to bounce outside, unsuccessfully. E.J. Smith. Tackled by Demetrius White. Bill Lamagna did not think there should have been a penalty when Reed got hit in the head. They're on the 42. You'd say probably not in field goal range, but Bonds made a couple from 50 plus with plenty of room to spare. 6 minutes to go. 4 out of 13 on third down, the Aggies. Reed sacked again back at the 49. T.J. Sanders. And Mike Elko looks like he's sending the punt team on. They do have to get 21 yards for a first down now.
And how about the rush by T.J. Sanders? Consecutive drives now where he's just completely killed it. This time working against number 75, Cam Dewberry. Remember, A&M's without their starting left guard, Chase Basantis, tonight. Shanahan started, struggled, put Dewberry in, and he makes a big play.
So they're going to punt as we approach 5 minutes to go. Tyler White and a fair catch by Kilgore. Well, 2 weeks ago in Oklahoma, the Gamecocks had 9 sacks from 9 different players. They have a lot of guys who can get there. They finally did tonight.
I'm the Modelo Recruiter, and I'm looking for fans with good hands and great speed. The ones who stay focused and never miss a play. They go the distance on game day, even when their team is away. I'm always watching, always looking to reward more full-time fans. Because football isn't really football without you. Freezing cold. Blazing heat. Rain-X premium silicone wiper blades are engineered to withstand the most extreme conditions. They last 2 times longer than traditional wipers. If Rain-X premium silicone wipers survive these conditions, clearly they'll last in yours. Rain-X, outsmart the elements. Find Rain-X silicone wipers at these retailers.
At Domino's, we're all about cheesy. From our melty oven-baked pastas to our new 5-cheese mac and cheese. And for a limited time, Domino's Rewards members can try our new mac and cheese for half off points.
Next January, one of us will be president. If it's Donald Trump, he will wake up every day and stew over his enemies list. That will help no one. If I am president, I'll be focused on my to-do list for you, the American people. I'll cut costs by cracking down on corporate price gouging, make housing more affordable, lower taxes for middle-class families, and protect Social Security. I will focus on getting things done. I'm Kamala Harris, and I approve this message. Let's get to work.
Here we go. They're following us.
This is awesome.
Giddy up.
The
first ever Nissan Rogue Rock Creek.
With Straight Talk's Real Unlimited data, say yes to unlimited streaming. Yes. Unlimited gifting. No. And unlimited holiday moments. Yes. Get a free phone with plan activation on America's most reliable 5G network. Straight Talk, real unlimited data.
The musical adventure Coco on the Wonderful World of Disney, ABC Sunday.
Kevin Nagani in studio time now for our Chick-fil-A move on the field. Tennessee's offense, Nico Iamaleava finding Miles Kitzelman. The Vols, they are now up against Kentucky, 21-18. Second half, a different story for the Volunteers offense. Look at this score. Louisville up 33-14. Final 4 minutes in the fourth quarter at Clemson over on ESPN. Back to Sean, Greg, and Molly.
And Kevin, they just put that score, and it's still up on the big screen here to our left, and the fans cheered. They like it whenever Clemson loses. Huge in-state rivalry, obviously. Joshua Simon on first down. Got blasted after he reached the 35 for a 20-yard pickup. You know, Nick Saban made the point on game day this morning about Clemson. That they've won every game since they lost to Georgia, but I think every team they played had a losing record, or has a losing record. So
500 or worse. Virginia's their best win. They were 4-4 entering the day. So, yeah, it may be a little smoke and mirrors involving Clemson. It's going to be a battle in a couple weeks, that's for sure. Because this South Carolina team, man, looks like their best football's approaching very quickly.
If they win tonight, they'll match their win total of all of last year when they finished 5-7. What a run by Sanders. Tough run for 9. Aggies desperately need a stop. They can't get it. 138 now for Sanders on 17 carries, including a 52-yard touchdown run.
Well, let's turn back the clock for the star running back, Rocket Sanders. How about this run right here? Downhill, but watch this bounce to the outside. And a great job breaking a tackle and taking off for more yards after contact. And then he gets a really favorable look. And guess what? It's nice when the safety picks the wrong hole. He's out the gate, but you see the speed that he became known for so many years here in the SEC. But he's not just doing it on the ground. He's also doing it through the air. Third down, critical third down situation. He breaks free, gets friendly for his quarterback, makes the catch, turns upfield for yet another big gain. So Rocket Sanders, just do-it-all performance today. 138 on the ground, 92 through the air, and just constantly putting tons of pressure on this Aggie defense.
A lot of these students have made their way down close to the field. They are anticipating a field storming here. They haven't had a win over a ranked opponent since 2022. Just memorably that year, they finished strong at the end of the regular season. They beat Tennessee and Clemson in back-to-back weeks. Tennessee came here number 5 and rolling, and South Carolina handled them. They're still filing down toward the field. Raheem Sanders, the ball carrier on the last play. 4 minutes to go.
This feels like years in the making. The frustrations of this season, LSU game, really giving it away, making so many critical mistakes against Alabama that led to them coming up just a couple points short. This one feels like they've exercised a lot of demons for Shane Beamer.
A&M completely selling out on the run, as you would expect. Albert Regis first there for the Aggie defense. Loss of 2.
Timeout. Texas A&M. Final second half. 30-second timeout.
Against LSU, Shane Beamer's team got off to a 17-0 lead. Lenore Sellers got hurt. They were down by 3 late. Alex Herrera missed a 49-yard field goal at the end of regulation. At Alabama, down by 2. They couldn't get the 2-point conversion. They recovered the onside kick, but then an interception effectively ended the game. And when we talk to Shane Beamer, you know, those things sting and they don't go away.
Yeah.
You know, he's sitting there thinking we could so easily be in the position that Texas A&M is in. Their other loss against the ranked team, they got hammered here, 27-3 by Ole Miss, but it could be a much different season right now for South Carolina.
Yeah, I mean, to have one performance that left something to be desired. The rest of them, they played well. I mean, I guess you could say ODU, week 1, didn't play very well there, but they dominated Kentucky on the road. I mean, this team, they can certainly elevate their play at a moment's notice, and they have tonight.
There's a broken tackle. And a touchdown for Joshua Simon. 57 yards, a night of big plays for South Carolina. Four catches, 132 yards for the tight end Simon, and now 2 touchdowns. And Herrera adds the extra point. And all of a sudden, it's the largest lead of the night. 17 points for Shane Beamer.
And full sellout by A&M against the run. So they just sneak Simon right out into the flat. They fall for it. Simon breaks the tackle of Will Lee, and he's off to the races. Makes another guy miss. And Willie Bryce has come alive here as the great tight end makes another big play, and South Carolina on the verge, delivering Shane Beamer a signature win here in 2024.
It'll be his 4th win against a ranked opponent to get him to 4-14. It'll end a 9-game losing streak to ranked opponents. And this homecoming crowd is loving every minute of it. And the defense rose to the occasion in the second half. A&M has not scored here in the second half. It was tied at 20 at the break. And Mike Elko looks like he's in disbelief. And Greg, how about this number? As the fair catch is made. Excuse me while I look at the chart. Carolina came into tonight with 53 explosive plays for the year. Now that is rushes of 10 or more yards and passes of 20 plus. They've had 6 passes of 20 plus tonight and 8 rushes of 10 or more.
It's unbelievable. To see 517 yards of offense against a defense that is this good, that is really built to stop what you do offensively, stop the run, own the line of scrimmage. It's just a remarkable effort by South Carolina.
And now Reed stripped to the ball, and South Carolina has it. Kyle Kennard has the ball. Looked like he was trying to tuck it away with Tonka Hemingway with a hand on him. It took them a long time to get to Reed. You almost wonder if that's a pass.
Yeah, I think the hand might have been moving forward. They'll get him for an intentional grounding, but
let's bring in Bill Lamagnier.
I see the defender on his grab pulling the hand down.
So you think it's a fumble?
I don't have that as a pass. I've got a fumble.
Wow. Is the tuck rule still a thing? We like the tuck rule in New England.
The ruling on the field is under further review.
Well, they're going to take a look at it in the booth. How'd you evaluate Marcel Reed tonight?
He's had some really good moments, and he's had moments in which he played a little bit like a freshman. The interception was a backbreaker when he just wasn't on the same page with his wide receiver, had a bad decision, really only a handful of bad decisions made by him, but they had moments where they couldn't execute simple handoffs. They put the ball on the deck. So he's going to have some growing pains. He's got a very bright future, but there have been really highs and there have been really low lows tonight, and that's emblematic of freshman football.
I think both of these teams are in good shape going forward at the quarterback position. Coach has talked about how Lenoris Sellers has improved as the season's gone on, and you can really see it. Maybe it's because he shed the glasses.
Right.
You know, he said when we talked the other day, he's been trying contacts.
Review, the rule on the field stands. First down.
South Carolina led in this one 14-0. A&M went on a 20-3 run, and it's been 20-0 since for South Carolina. They've outscored the Aggies 17-0 here. In the second half, they kicked the last-second field goal in the first half. 2 turnovers for Texas A&M. Both coaches, when we asked them the keys to the game during the week, first thing each of them said was turnovers. There haven't been many of them. 2 takeaways for South Carolina and 1 for a +1 for the Gamecocks tonight. Torian York made the tackle on Lenoris Sellers. 6-yard gain.
While this performance for Texas A&M is just so gut-wrenching, this is an improved program across the board. I mean, they have a lot of things to look forward to under Mike Elko. I could not be more optimistic about where the Aggies are heading, but this has been a tough pill to swallow after the breakthrough win last week. To go on the road and do an incredibly hostile place is tough sledding.
Mike Elko knew it was going to be tough, but I thought once they survived that onslaught at the beginning of the game, they were in good shape. Here's a bounce outside. Sanders puts the punctuation on his best performance as a Gamecock. That is his South Carolina high, 144 yards rushing, and he's now scored twice. This one from 7 yards out.
And just a great job bouncing to the outside yet again. It's been time and time again. Secondary players, linebackers for A&M have kind of gotten caught inside, and Sanders with the bum ankle for several weeks. He couldn't get to the edge. Now he can, and he pays it off again. What a terrific performance from the veteran running back.
.144 rushing. They've had 2 100-yard rushers tonight. Sellers 106, a career high, and 92 yards receiving for Sanders. That's no surprise. He was a very good receiver when he was at Arkansas. 5 catches for him tonight. By far the most points A&M's given up. The previous high was 24 in a win at Mississippi State 2 weeks ago. 44 now for South Carolina after the Alex Herrera extra point. So there are no more undefeated teams in conference play. We still have the 5-0 up there, but ESPN is projecting that South Carolina will be the winner.
Timely.
Yeah, we don't need John King at a map to tell us. We don't need break down any counties. This one for the Aggies is going in the L column, and there will be 5 one-loss teams in the SEC. Tennessee's leading by 10 now against Kentucky. Frank Beamer, the very proud dad, here to share in one of the biggest wins of his son's 4-year tenure.
Just what a response. I mean, once A&M climbed their way back into the lead, really felt like this was going to slip away yet again. And man, they just said enough. Flipped it on its head, secured momentum, and haven't looked back.
Oh, Steve Fink does a great job running the sports information department here at South Carolina. How about the story Shane Beamer told us talking about father and son? You know, he grew up with his dad on the sideline at Murray State and Virginia Tech. There's some great pictures in Shane's house here in Columbia with his dad. And his son, Hunter, is a fixture on the sideline. 2 weeks ago when they won at Oklahoma, there was a great shot in the final minute. The clock's ticking off. Hunter walks over and hugs his dad and says something, and Shane Beamer started laughing. And what Hunter Brown said, hey, a couple of the players said they'd like you in the locker room to say, see you on Monday. Usually they come in on Sunday for meetings, and Shane Beamer followed Hunter's advice, walked in, said, see you on Monday. Yeah. Of course, it was a little easier to give him a day off because they were heading into a bye week anyway. But there's a lot of flashbacks for Shane and Frank when they see Hunter on that sideline. What a great man Frank Beamer is. One of the all-time greats. Amazing. As a coach in the Hall of Fame and as a person.
Walmart Black Friday deals are back November 11th through the 17th. Score huge savings on this year's hottest gifts. For the deals you desire, get ready to shop Walmart Black Friday deals November 11th through the 17th.
The $7 Lux Cravings box has the Gordita Supreme? What is this, the 90s? This flashback is off the hook. The 90s Gordita Supreme is back in the $7 Lux Cravings box. Relive the decades, only at Taco Bell. Booyah!
On a reflective fence built by Dr. Pepper.
Dad, do you ever feel like college football is being changed by all this corporate money flooding into the sport?
I'm sorry I missed that. I was just grabbing a delicious ice-cold Dr. Pepper.
I just feel like the brands are taking over.
Dr. Pepper's strawberries and cream for my two thirsty boys.
You see what I mean?
You're overreacting, pal.
Aflac! That's the Aflac duck.
It's a normal duck.
He's waving a branded flag.
Aflac! It's a pennant.
My whole life is a commercial!
College football, it's a Pepper thing.
I have a surprise for you.
Oh, yes, please.
Yeah. Feast your eyes on this.
Oh, that's sexy. Feels so new.
I want to feel this feeling again and again.
Can I hold it?
How bad do you want to hold it?
I'm not gonna beg, but pretty please.
Irvy, don't. Go ahead, press a button.
Oh, it's glowing.
Apple Intelligence. We should do this more often.
Agreed.
Rekindle the feeling of love with the new iPhone 16 Pro on us. And feel it again and again with the latest iPhone every year with AT&T Next Up Anytime.
As governor, my job is to keep Texas, Texas. And Colin Allred just isn't Texas. Allred supports open border policies. He supports boys competing in girls' sports. And he wants to use your tax dollars to pay for sex changes in the military. Colin Allred pushed an extreme agenda in Congress. But let's keep Texas, Texas, and keep Colin Allred out of the Senate.
Truth and Courage PAC is responsible for the content of this ad.
Coach Gecko!
Coach G. Laura, Dan, I didn't realize the media would be here.
No, this isn't for work. We're just really big fans.
And we're scouting for our fantasy insurance teams.
Geico has all the top prospects, a 97% satisfaction rating. That's unreal.
Oh my gosh, it's true. True!
Smells like insurance. Suppose Geico does have devoted fans. It's not weird.
Jade, sign my arm.
For savings and service, get more with Geico.
She only signs claims checks.
Vicks VapoStick provides soothing, non-medicated Vicks vapors. Easy to apply for the whole family. Vicks VapoStick. And try new Vapo Shower Max for steamy Vicks vapors.
47-year-old Shane Beamer in his fourth year here at South Carolina, celebrating one of the biggest wins of his tenure with his son Hunter. He and his wife Emily, the parents of three. They have two daughters. This one feels like one that might change the trajectory and the momentum of this program after some excruciating losses earlier this year. And an important year. You know, he won 8 games in his second year, had those wins against Tennessee and Clemson to finish. Everybody thought, wow, this is an upward trajectory. And then last year, a very disappointing 5-7.
But it does feel like they're trending in the right direction. I mean, I completely agree with you. And they're not a team that you want to face down the stretch. I mean, if you're Missouri, if you're Clemson, this team is going to be a massive problem because Lenora Sellers is improving. They're getting healthier at certain spots, and I think there's a lot to be excited about if you're a Gamecock fan.
What a night for Lenore's Sellers. Passed for 244 and 2 touchdowns, and ran for a career high 106. Well, earlier we talked about the All-State playoff predictor of the night toward the SEC championship game, and here's what happens to A&M's chances to make the 12-team college football playoff. With this loss, they go from 46% coming in to just 22%. And they're going to have to win that game against Texas at the end of the year.
That's it. I mean, it comes down to they got to win out now. I mean, they have no margin for error, and they got to look pretty impressive, and they might need a little help along the way from some other teams as well.
E.J. Smith driven back, and they're not going to snap it again. Mike Elko starting across the field to congratulate Shane Beamer. And here they come. From everywhere. .4-point win against the number 10 team of the country. There's Molly with Shane.
Coach, you had fourth quarter leads against Alabama and LSU. You let it slip through your fingers. Why was tonight different?
Because we got a unbelievably special group of guys. I'm so happy for our players. We got so many guys that went through a disappointing season last year, but came back this year with high expectations. I love coaching these kids. I thank God every day that I get to coach this group. They're so much fun to be around. They work